Leidy Lei on the telly.
And I'm Natrasha.
And we are Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Clitty-dum.
And this is
The review show for RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
If you enjoy this content, please feel free to like this video and subscribe for more.
If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Let's get into it.
So, Coco Jumbo has just left the whole competition. I felt really weird with Art Simone coming out of the trash, only because on a production level, it makes 100% sense that Art Simone needs to be back in the competition.
Mm-hmm.
As an audience member, I said, why is she back in the competition?
They didn't really explain it very well. I get it, like, she was a supreme talent and everyone was kind of expecting her to go all the way, so like it makes sense to have her back, it's exciting. Maybe it gives her like an underdog approach to the competition, so like she's not just gonna sweep anymore because we know she's vulnerable in certain challenges. Take her down. But they didn't tell us that. They didn't tell us why.
If they got to bring, if they brought Coco and JoJo back, just so that all of the eliminated queens could have had a chance for another episode, you know?
Yeah.
At least made it look like it was valid that they were returning.
A little bit more fair. Art Simone was chill, but a lot of the other girls were chipped and bothered and kind of taking it out on other people.
Scarlett and etc. I thought were horrible to Electra.
They were bullying. They just kept taking jabs at her where it wasn't needed, and I don't think a confident person does that.
And like Electra could reach out to Keita or Anita or Karen or Maxi, anyone else in the competition, and be like, how would you interpret what the judges want me to do? And get like a better, get better feedback. But, you know, etc. and Scarlett feel it's their like right to be like, I think you need to do this. And I wasn't feeling that.
Especially when she criticized Electra's dancing, like she was really clutching at straws. Like Electra was like, I've danced with J-Lo and Sia, like I do it as a job.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, so you background dance for people? How is that dancing? I'm like, what else do dancers do professionally?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Electra's a very, very good dancer. It was so bizarre. The critiques were bizarre.
Yeah, she hasn't exactly had any burlesque titles pulled from her for anything, so.
No. I actually have something that I really enjoyed about the workroom. There was a short moment which I wish was expanded more, especially considering, spoiler alert, that one of these queens did end up going home. But Anita was struggling, and you saw Keita like helping Anita and saying, and like there was like the words like, "You're doing so good, sis," and like Anita was like quietly like, "This is really stressing me out," and I was like, I wanted to see more of that. Like, I just love queens helping each other and uplifting each other and wanting the best for each other. I love that. So not being able to see as much of that this week upset me, yeah. Do you have anything else about workroom moments that you liked?
No, because it was a bad episode.
It was a bad episode. We got to see Sean again.
We did briefly, yeah.
I was really happy to see Sean again. Oh, sorry.
That was why we were. No, I'm kidding. I guess then we should get into the challenge and the main stage.
Yeah.
Who did we have on the runway first?
Who did we have on the runway first?
I can't remember. Should we just throw out a name?
Let's throw out a name.
First on the runway was Wait. First on the runway, it was Art Simone. She looked really cool. I thought it was very... the costume itself was quite safe, but the way she styled it was very cool. And pushed it over the edge. So it was a strong comeback. It was really fun. Similar to some looks she's actually had made for her. So she's definitely taking lessons from like what works aesthetically that, you know, more experienced costumers would make. And she made a successful look. I liked this.
Yeah, I thought she was very clever to make a base which was very, very simple and easy to make, and accessorize and style it in a way that elevated it to a winning position.
Yeah, it really showed her artistic side.
I'm gonna give it a tentative yeah.
I liked Arts. It was definitely a yeah from me.
Next up, we have Maxi Shield. I was in love with this. I think that she styled it perfectly. The fact that it wasn't a stretchy fabric and it fitted like a glove, was insane, and it looked really cool. I loved the whole style of it. I want to wear it. It's the biggest yeah that I could ever give.
I've got to be honest really right here. I don't know what this accent is first of all, but a lot of the girls are on UK and American, all the seasons, they like wear distressed tartan and then they're like, this is very Vivienne Westwood. I am giving you Vivienne Westwood for your nerve. This was actually, like, if she had said that, I'd be like, yes, this actually
she
applies.
Did say it.
Oh, good. She did. Fabulous. This actually applies this time, because this was very inspired by Vivienne Westwood. It was very well constructed, very punk, very grunge. She sold the shit out of it. Like, the shoes were accessorized really well, the clutch, the hair was right. Oh, the coloring, spray paint on the bum. It was my favorite of the week. I loved it. I'm gonna just give it a big old fat... Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite too, definitely, yeah.
Up next, we have Electra Shock in the diary room.
I really liked what Electra wore. I do think it was maybe not styled how I would have styled it, but it was styled how Electra would have styled it. It felt like a step up, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it was definitely a step up to the streets, not the original step up. But it was fabulous. I really liked the dress. The hair was probably, I'm like kind of like back and forth on it.
Same,
like,
yeah.
At first I was like, I don't like it, but then I'm like, actually I kind of do. I don't like it with this dress, and then I'm like, actually it gives me like Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. The whole look. I don't know. I liked it. The dress was really cool, which was the challenge. So it was definitely a yeah from me.
It was definitely a yeah from me too.
I liked it better than the one that won. So.
Oh, so did I.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
Or we gonna get there?
Should we talk about them now?
No.
Okay.
Up next, stop it. Stop it. Up next, we have etc. etc.
I think stylistically, I really enjoyed their intention. I thought the skirt on the garment looked like horrible.
So their explanation was it's like those illustrations from the 1920s that reflect goddesses. The Art Nouveau illustrations is what I believe she was referring to. And I didn't see it. Like, I saw the idea. Like, she's like, they have these staffs. I'm like, well, no, there's kind of like, indicative of like whether or not the goddess had the staff. So, fair enough. She's putting a semi-idea there. It was a little incomplete, and so was the look. Hair and makeup, beautiful. Always is. She's stunning. The garment was terrible, and a skirt that is one layer of sheer fabric.
The skirt was awful. Honestly, I liked it from the waist up, but the skirt made me cringe.
The staff as well was bizarre.
I liked the staff.
Okay. I did not like this whole look. It was the worst. Like, I mean that quite strongly. The worst constructed garment of the week. There was the least to it. It was enough from me.
I feel very similar to her outfit as I do Art's outfit. Like, I think they were just as good as each other.
Oh, no.
So I may say,
No.
yeah, tentatively again.
Are you serious?
100% yeah.
Oh, I can't agree with that. Up next. Sorry.
Why do you do the accents all the time?
Up next. Oh. Up next. What? Up?
Up.
Walt Disney's.
Up.
Up next, we have Key to Me.
Yeah, I liked how this was styled. I think that the construction wasn't the best in the world, but she sold it on the runway and it was styled lovely.
She stacked all her toys. The split up the back, 2 in the crack.
We couldn't see it though.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. Thanks for telling me though, girl.
Just don't understand how, like, you could be safe but I'm in the bottom. They called my outfit unfinished, but there's a rip down the back of your skirt, well, just as you're about to go on the runway.
There's a rip down the back of my skirt?
There's a rip down the back of your skirt.
Thanks for letting me know.
I liked it. I think it was really fun. I think camp and fun things are our taste level, and I don't think it's bad taste to have fun.
Yeah.
The headpiece was very fun. I think it's very quintessential New Zealand Australian drag. The only criticism I'd have is that the bra bust had maybe a bit too many balls on it underneath because it kind of like lost a little bit of her hip shape. But that's fine. Like overall, it looked really cool. It's a yeah from me.
Yeah, overall it was a safe look for me, and I say yeah. Up next we have Anita Wiglett.
Now, she struggled in the workroom, and you could see some really bad construction techniques happening.
Yeah.
But I feel it was a bit of a misdirect, and I know they try and tell us it's terrible, but the overall illusion actually looked kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that the finished look as a whole, I would have put in a safe placement. I think that the construction's not great, but I think that she worked her ass off and, made something sellable on the runway.
Yeah, she made it work. Maybe not styled the best, not constructed the best, but done well. Well enough. Not the worst of the week.
I don't think she should have been in the bottom 2.
No, neither. I would probably say, because the styling choices were poor, it's a tentative yeah for me, but I don't think it was as bad as they were trying to tell us.
I actually didn't mind the styling choices. I think the only thing I did mind was the lack of construction skill. Aside from that, I really liked it, so I'm going to say yeah.
Work. Karen.
Yeah, Karen, sadly, I thought it was Dora the Explorer as well. I agree with Reese Nicholson. I don't know if deciding to do such a niche character in a design challenge was intelligent at all.
The folklore of Chevelle. the Corpy.
The folklore of Corpy.
I think this was not the challenge. You were not asked to do a character. Keep it simple, stupid. I didn't like it. It didn't look good.
I didn't like it. The design was bad, the idea was bad, and the construction was bad. I'm gonna give it a nah.
Nah. Next on the runway, we have Scarlett Adams. The look was safe, clean, but not interesting. I mean, the basket was the most interesting part, and she didn't make that. I did not see what the judges were seeing. I don't think shorts are chic. And I don't think it fitted as well as she was saying it fitted. I didn't like this.
I think that it was an unusual choice. It felt like how in The Sound of Music, I'm pretty sure this happens, tell me if I'm wrong. In The Sound of Music, they have those little play suits that they swim in. It's like a modesty play suit.
Oh yeah, kind
for
of.
like swimming.
Yeah.
It seemed like that, but she was at a picnic, not swimming. I didn't get the design and how the design related to the concept, and I thought it looked really simple and boring. They said that the construction was great, but if you looked close at the detailing of the lace around the trimming, it was awfully, put together.
Yeah, it was poorly constructed. The idea was a little droll. I kind of think it's almost a tentative yeah, but the idea just didn't excite me, so I'm gonna give it a nah.
I'm giving it a nah. This week, my top 2 were Electra and Maxi, and my bottom 2 were Karen and etc.
I think that mine were the exact same. I had the same top 2.
Yeah, the judges decided that Scarlett and Maxi and Art were in the top 3, and that Scarlett won. The bottom 3 were etc., Anita and Karen, and they decided to put Anita and Karen in the bottom 2 together.
I know Anita had the story that she was struggling more in the workroom, so maybe they just wanted it to make cohesive sense. I didn't agree with what the end results were.
No.
And I was sad to see it because she's been doing so well this competition. So
yeah,
it sucked. And Keita looked so cut up at the end.
Yeah, Keita was so... And it's sad that they I feel like they didn't focus on that a lot, but when Art left, they made a big fiasco about, oh my gosh, Art's left. But Anita, leaving Keita there, that's a huge, huge situation. Yeah. And I was sad that they didn't acknowledge that. Hopefully they do next week.
But there's only 4 more episodes. Ooh.
Is there really only 4 more?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh shit.
Ooh. Do you have any front runners on the way to the end? Who you'd like to see win or...
I'd love to see Keita win, but Keita still hasn't won a challenge. I didn't realize there was only 4 more episodes left.
Yeah.
Which means Keita's winning at least 2 of the next week.
Oh, I hope Keita Mean wins a challenge soon. I want to see her win too. Take it home for New Zealand. You've done such a fabulous job. We love it. I know this has been, a very droll episode because we didn't enjoy it. But we look nice.
This has been
Which is also how we felt about this episode.
This episode was a nah for me.
I'm sure maybe some of y'all enjoyed it, so let us know below how bitter and sour we are.
Yeah, please subscribe, like this video, share to your friends, share to your whānau. We'll be back next week on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Lana. Oh, I'll be back with my red dress on Wednesday.
Well, we're not going to be wearing red because we wore it this week.
I'll be back for my
Blue
daddy.
jeans.
Blue jeans and a white shirt.
This is actually one we both actually stand.
On Wednesday.
We are Lana stands.
On Wednesday.
Do you just like Pepsi? Because she drinks a lot of Pepsi. Do you just like Pepsi because Lana Del Rey drinks it?
No, I have an obsession with Pepsi Max.
By Lana Del Rey drinking it, I mean she gets 2 fingers, goes... That's how she drinks Pepsi. Yeah, what a fizzer of an episode though, speaking of Pepsi.
Shut up.